So last night, Russell Westbrook walking off the court with an ankle injury, I think it was, and a Philadelphia 76ers fan decided to dump his thing of popcorn on Russ. And if Russ didn't get held back, he probably would have gone up there and beat this kid's ass.
Doesn't this happen to Russ a lot? Like,
a
hasn't
lot.
that happened multiple times? Like people doing shit at sidelines. What are they like? Are these kids or like grown dudes?
This guy looked like he was around my age, so mid-20s ish.
I'm not gonna lie.
I ratted him out. Like
I saw that they like pointed like it was
they were like, no.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like that he did it.
Come on.
No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus.
Like, where do these kids get the balls to do this?
Russell Westbrook needs to relax, though. Like, I understand these fans are crazy, and at the Knicks game, some fans spit like by Trae Young
on him.
Honestly, it's you're in an arena, it's packed, people are drinking. Yeah, you should not be throwing stuff. Ban them. I don't know why it's always taken to like another level, though, where it's like what Derrick Rose said the other day about fans saying like, F you, Trae Young chants at the Garden. This happens. It's like, I don't know. I know it's a little bit too far, but I just think too many people make big deals out of this. Russ gets popcorn thrown on him. I understand that sucks, but dude, you're a multi-millionaire athlete. You're going to go in the stands maybe, or you want to. Like, it's just bad for your image as a player. Like, I understand there's a line and these fans are crossing it, but like, you can't go into this. You can't have any interactions with fans in the stands. You just cannot. If they do something, you have to report it. Brie, what's he going to do? Go in the stands and do what happened like Malice in the Palace again?
Yeah,
that's fine.
Honestly, these fans that like their balls get so big to the point where they think that they can do this and like nothing's going to happen to them. Like, what the hell did you think was going to happen? You weren't going to get kicked out. You weren't going to get your season tickets revoked. Like, first of all, these athletes can kick your ass without question.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you going to put yourself in a position to do something, one, disrespectful? You're paying all this money to watch this person play a sport. You're essentially contributing to their salary. You are the fan. Why are you going to be disrespectful? They don't have to be out there doing this for you.
Yeah.
So it's that on top of the fact where we just went 14 months without being able to go to live sporting events. That's how you're going to act when you come back. You're going to act like a 5-year-old child. Like, give me a freaking break.
Yeah, I think it has less, like, Frank, what you said about with the FU Trae Young and Trae Young is balding, like, that stuff's fun. It's like, yeah, it's like maybe a little too far with cursing. Like, I don't give a shit. As you know, I just cursed on here. But, like, that's fun. Young was buying into it. He was vibing off it. It drove him to play better. But with the Westbrook thing, like, yeah, maybe his, like, attitude and the way he like, the demeanor after the game was like, all right, relax, Russ. But in the moment, it's like, where do these kids get off, like, thinking they can throw shit at these players like they're, like, circus animals? Like,
exactly.
These dudes, like you said, Bree, like, you wouldn't do this if you saw them out in the street. Like, I don't get, like, why you think you can throw shit at somebody playing a sport. Like, it would never run through my mind. Like, even if I was drunk at a game, it would never run through my mind to throw shit at, like, a player playing basketball.
But what's the culpability factor? Do you blame Russ? Is Russ wrong at all in how he reacted to the situation?
I just think he's seen it happen a lot.
At this point, no, people are making. He's been the target of this. So
you agree with the way Russ like was trying to go into the stands? Like, you're totally okay with it.
Frank, if enough people walked up to you and poked you right square in the forehead, wouldn't there be a breaking point and you get pissed off and you turn around and punch him in the face? It's the same thing.
I know, but you got to be a little bit careful with your image as Russ, as a pro player that's worth millions of dollars. You have to have some decorum on the court. I know. And listen, this is coming from me. I've done stupid stuff before. I've got into issues with people. I've said things, done things that I maybe regretted after the fact. That was an emotional response, but I just think you need to just like chill. You need to take a step back. They're throwing stuff. You're in a packed arena. There's tens of thousands of people in there drinking, going nuts. I don't know. Sometimes I think these guys don't want to be out there. I honestly don't think so. I think some of these NBA players, they don't want to be playing. They think like Nick was saying, they're part of this circus or something that like and they almost feel like they're being like disrespected, which I get. But dude, like, you're a basketball player. You're going to have to deal with stuff. You're going to have to deal with media questions. You're going to have to go there after you lose and answer media. You're going to have to deal with crap. I'm just saying you cannot react like that. I understand him being mad and saying something after the game about it. And the NBA does a great job with identifying the fan, banning them. But you're just opening up Pandora's box if you're not telling Russ. You cannot act like – the NBA should say to Russ, I think you can't act like that, because if enough players see that, someone's going to go into the stands like Steven Jackson did or Ron Artest, and you're going to get malice in the palace again.
What's that phrase, though?
For doing it.
F around and find out. Like, you wanna do some stupid shit? Fuck around and find out.
I don't think Russ is tough anyway. I think he was kind of he knew he was going to get held back. Maybe he just wanted to see who threw it just to be able to, like, tell him to fuck off or something. I don't think he was going to actually go and fight the guy, but maybe a kid like him, a 23-year-old kid, thinks he can come to the stadium and throw popcorn. Maybe he needs to get his ass kicked, to be honest with you. Like,
absolutely.
I wouldn't be too disappointed to see that. I think what happened, obviously you're throwing, popcorn at a player walking out hurt. The circumstances are worse, but I think spitting at Trae Young is way worse than throwing popcorn at a fan. Like, that's like the weakest and like most like messed up thing you could do is spit at somebody. It's like extremely like offensive. It's vile. Like, how are you going to spit? You're 2 rows back, spitting over somebody else to spit onto a guy because he hit a shot to beat your team and told you to shut up. It's like what is wrong with these people? Like, Trae Young should have probably turned around and knocked the dude out. Like, I would have probably liked to see that.
Sitting right there.
You guys are this is insane to me. You guys are nuts. Yeah, and it does matter. You're a millionaire. Yeah, it does matter. You're a millionaire. You're not going to punch someone in the face, because what happens is your $1 million checks when you hit somebody. Ask Steven Jackson what happened with his checks after Malice in the Palace. You're at a different level, guys. Like, you're the CEO. You're top line. You're top notch. You're doing endorsement deals with the best brands in the world. You're an international icon. Yeah, it does matter.
Yeah, but nobody's spitting on Mark Zuckerberg because they don't like a like button on the fucking Facebook. These guys are getting spit on and thrown shit. You don't know what someone's going to throw at Russell Westbrook the next time. It could be a fucking phone and knock him out.
Do we know if this kid that spit on Trae Young was vaccinated? Like, at this point, we're trying to come out of a pandemic in a safe way. Do we know if he looked like the biggest grease ball to crawl out of New York? Sorry, guys. I know you're New Yorkers.
Remember you said that about me one time?
Did I? You probably deserved it.
By the way, shout outs to everyone in the chat. You guys are crushing it. We got Lamar, MF. You're killing it, dude. I think you're on Periscope. Craig Lloyd's in the chat. We have Cole NYI 27. Javi's in the chat. Mike's in the chat. We have Shed Sports. Noah's in there. Shout outs to all you guys. You guys are crushing it. Listen, disagree with me. That's fine. And maybe
I get what you're saying, Frank. Like,
I'm just saying
he's to be held to a higher standard. Like Russell Westbrook.
You have to, don't you?
But I think with him, it's like, and I'm not even an NBA fan. I didn't see it live. Like, but I remember seeing, like, I feel like this is like the 4th time this has happened to Russ. Like, someone has thrown shit at him, right? Like, am I wrong? I feel like this happens all the time.
Shit he's dealt with in Utah would be enough for me if anybody threw anything at me to be enough to try to go up in the stands and smack their mouth.
Yeah, and he wasn't going to fight nobody. He wanted to look like he was tough, so.
Obviously not, but like I said, at this point,
I wouldn't mind to see a punk-ass kid get knocked out. That's just my thought.
If your balls are that big to the point where you think it's okay to throw stuff at an athlete, to spit on an athlete, it's a game. Please remember, it's a game.
Yeah.
First of all, this isn't life or death. It's a game. If anybody ever did that to either of these guys on the street, you're telling me they wouldn't try to fight them? Like, come on. Just use your heads for me one time, or else they're going to go back to not letting us in the buildings. And then what?
Yeah. I think I get more mad at it, Frank, because I deal with, as somebody who, we run the U Stadium app and, run a business and a brand. And there's a lot of times where I feel like I could go off on somebody who said something about me or an opinion or the brand. And I kind of have to hold my tongue a bit. So seeing somebody actually, snap back at like a wise ass kid, I think I'm all for it. So I think that's probably why I kind of lean on Westbrook here. And I'm sure you feel the same way there.
Yeah, that's my new motto. Fuck around and find out.
Nice.
Oh,
Should make a T-shirt.
damn.
Yeah, no, we really like that shit. That I'll wear it for every show. Fuck around and find out. Like, you want to act out of pocket?
the
I'll act out of pocket right back.
That's
It's
what Pop
ridiculous.
Smoke used to say too.
Yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, I was listening to him last night. I
actually like Pop Smoke.
Just to end this conversation, it's not a coincidence it's happening to Russell Westbrook. The guy is a little bit a little crazy,
sure.
a little bit
attitude.
on like he's on tilt all the time. I mean, come on, it's not like
He
a
is
crazy
actually
analysis
on edge a
there.
lot, yeah.
He's always look at I love Russell Westbrook, most underrated maybe player in basketball, maybe one of the most underrated players
you
I
do
think
love
maybe
Russ.
in history. I do, but
You're
it's not
always
a
talking about
coincidence. It happens to him. The guy is on like 17 cups of coffee, freaking flying. People piss him off. He's had issues with the media. He's not wrong. I'm not saying he's not wrong, but he's not right.
Okay, that's fair.
Hey,
I would've
we
said
got